I think it's important that how you dress reflects your personality and how you want to live your life. I feel it's important, like that's how I want to be portrayed, that I'm like capable and intelligent and like a strong woman. Being a lawyer, I found myself becoming very like tunnel vision. I wasn't really even thinking of new ideas because it's very rote and you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I really needed an outlet because I was just getting really like stir crazy and restless. I was born in Toronto. Grew up there until 8th grade, and then my family moved to Phoenix. I went to high school there, went to college in New Jersey at Princeton, and then went to law school in Nashville. And my parents live in Vancouver. Now they moved back to Canada, and I live here, so I have a little bit of everywhere. And my parents are originally from India, so. As an attorney for more than 2 years at a big firm. I'm interning at Refinery 29, doing editorial stuff, so I'm writing. Because I think I ultimately, if fashion things work out, I'd like to go into editorial. It definitely was important to me as an expression and just even as an escape when I was younger, like to get my imagination going. I really use clothes to, you know, play out roles. When I get dressed up, I feel like I have a little bit of a like conservative, I wouldn't say, like I guess professional way of dressing. Even when I'm casual, like I do like to look kind of put together. I think I'm really inspired the most by novels, like even if it's not directly from a certain novel, it's just that I kind of want to make an impression as like that somebody would write about you in a novel, because I think in novels the outside is as important as the inside. You know, that's says a lot about characters like that. Like I like drama, but in a quieter way where you have to look at the details, and that really is what says. I just love, you know, the twist on the moccasin. That's, you know, it's a very traditional form, but just like a little off. With the heel, and they're really comfortable. Yeah, it's kind of like a 90s vibe with this like sheer thing going on. And then these are the infamous Princess Schooler J brand painted jeans, high-waisted, of course. It was one of my splurges this season because I just love it because it has like the nipped-in waist. It's actually just like the proportions of a men's jacket. They just took in the waist, which I think is brilliant. I think it's a great DIY too. I might do it to some other blazers. And the camel is just like a great classic. I feel like I'll have this forever. And then this is just a shirt that I've had since middle school. It's like guess, I think. And a little bow. Just I think it was from like some packaging. I really don't like studs really, but this is the one pair of shoes, like anything with studs, that I really loved because I love the exaggerated Mary Jane platform. And I think it's a really subtle stud that almost, it looks like a pattern from a little further away. A little like puff sleeve, that's Ralph Lauren, like classic. As part of, you know, my Princeton background, it had a bit of an influence on me, so I have a little bit of the prep. This is one of my dad's old suits from like the early 80s. Oh, I love button downs and menswear inspired pieces, so this was like a no-brainer. Kind of the statement it made. I mean, it's vaguely, you know, a commentary on my class. Like, you know, the blankets kind of remind you of like a homeless person, but in this luxe rendering. But then there's like these Western elements. There's even, I think, with the tailoring, it's almost like a little Russian ballerina, like Western. It's just like everything, and just it makes you really think about the role of fashion, about society, and that's, you know, my favorite kind. When you have to work hard every day, you know, those little things make a huge difference where you can feel good about yourself. And, you know, it's kind of also the fruit of working that hard, that being able to buy those things, you know, you should be able to wear them and appreciate them and put them to good use. Like, I mean, they are clothes that were meant to be worn. Ever since I was a kid, almost like obsessively, like, I kind of wanted to be a Renaissance woman, like, you know how to do a lot of things, be well-versed and everything, well-educated, you know, and not be a dilettante about everything, really like be knowledgeable. I mean, besides politics, fashion has always been something I've been really passionate about and that I don't tire of. Like I can have a short attention span with some things, like I'll try it and I really want to like have new experiences, but I'm very intense, so I'll do it like really hardcore for a while. I'm so much happier. I never, like, I don't for a second think it was the wrong thing, and even if I have to end up going back to being a lawyer, I don't think it was the wrong decision, you know, at least then I know. And I know a lot of things are not in my control, so that's why I'm like trying to position myself as best as I can and it's something I really love. So hopefully the world will agree, and something will come out of it.